Let me ask you a question. No, scratch that. Let me confront you with a question. What would die with you if you died tonight? Not your possessions, not your bank account, but your God dreams, the ones etched into your soul before you ever took your first breath. How many divine assignments, missions with your name signed in heaven's ink, are still lying dormant because fear has wrapped its fingers around your throat and convinced you it's safer to be quiet? Let me press a little deeper. How many people didn't hear your story because you were afraid to tell it? How many lives went untouched because fear made you shrink? How many books were never written, businesses never started, marriages never healed, songs never sung, not because you didn't have the talent, but because fear whispered, "What if you fail?" Let me be clear. Fear doesn't just paralyze, it robs, it steals your voice, it kidnaps your calling, and worst of all, it steals glory from the one who gave you your gifts in the first place. I'm going to say this bluntly because it needs to be said. When we bow to fear, we rob God of his glory. And I don't know about you, but I refuse to be a glory thief. But some of us, we're building lives that look nice on the outside, while our purpose is gasping for air on the inside. We're so busy managing appearances that we forget the only opinion that really matters. Let's play out a scene together. Imagine the end of your life. You're lying in a hospital bed. Breaths are shallow, time is short, and surrounding you are the dreams God gave you. The inventions, the ideas, the ministries, the books, the movements, the missions. They all have faces. They all have voices. And they're angry. We came to you, they say. Only you could have birthed us. We were your assignment, and now we must die with you, because you never had the courage to say yes. What would haunt you more, the fear of trying and failing, or the pain of never trying at all? There's a quote from Miles Monroe that strikes a nerve every time I hear it. He said, "The wealthiest place on earth is not the oil fields of the Middle East. It's not the diamond mines of Africa. It's the cemetery. Because in the grave lie books never written, songs never sung, churches never planted, testimonies never told, lives that were lived beneath their potential, all because of fear." Somebody needs to hear this. It is time to stop living small. You weren't made for a half-life. You weren't made to blend in. You were made to reflect the glory of a big God in a broken world. But that means risk. That means exposure. That means faith. And that terrifies us, doesn't it? Because faith feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, staring into fog, and still taking the step. Not because you see where your foot will land, but because you trust the one who called you forward. Let me bring this home. I wasn't always a preacher. I wasn't always confident. I wasn't always this put together. I grew up a stutterer, not just occasionally tripping over words, but a full-blown, can't-get-a-sentence-out stutterer. Kids mocked me. Teachers looked away. And I learned quickly, silence is safer. So I did what a lot of us do. I hid. I buried my pain under performance. I covered my fear with sports. I found a place where I didn't have to talk. I could just tackle. But deep down, I knew I wasn't free. I was just functioning. And when God found me, truly found me, I was still stuttering. I was still insecure. I was still that little boy afraid of being laughed at. Then one day, someone asked me to speak at a youth event. I said yes, but inside, I was trembling. I argued with God in the shower. Why me? I can't do this. I stutter. I'll embarrass you. I'll embarrass myself. And in that moment, God didn't shout. He whispered something into my soul that changed everything. If I raise Jesus from the dead, don't you think I can move your tongue? And then he said something else. I placed something inside you, a message, and I want you to release it. But I need you to trust me. Let me pause here and ask you, what message has God put inside you? What gift is locked behind your fear? For me, that first night speaking was terrifying. I dropped my note cards. My hands shook. But I told my story. And when it was over, lives were changed. Not because I was eloquent, but because I was obedient. What's holding you back? Fear of failure? Shame? The lie that you're too broken? Friend, Jesus didn't go to the cross for the perfect. He went for the broken. He went for the wounded. He went for the people who think they've disqualified themselves. That includes you. And maybe your story isn't public speaking. Maybe your fear looks like vulnerability in a crumbling marriage. Maybe it's the shame of an addiction you keep hidden. Maybe it's stepping into leadership, writing that book, or walking away from comfort toward calling. But here's the truth. Fear will always scream, "Not now." But God is whispering, "Today." Today is the day you stop living small. Today is the day you say yes to that thing God has been tugging on your heart about. Today is the day you stop rehearsing your limitations and start declaring His strengths. Don't live a woulda, coulda, shoulda life. You've got the Lord. And if you have Jesus, you have everything you need. Everything. You don't need to wait until you're stronger, or smarter, or more put together. You just need to trust. Fear will always be at the door, but now I know what to do when it knocks. I let Jesus answer. What about you? Where does fear take you? The bottle? The scrolling? The silence? The shadows? Or does fear finally drive you into the arms of your Father? Because sometimes fear is a gift. It shows us just how much we need Him. Your fear isn't the problem. Your silence is. God wants to fight your battles, but He's asking you to show up. So what are you waiting for? The time to live fully is now, right now. Let this be the moment you say, no more. No more wasting time. No more waiting for everything to line up. No more bowing to fear. You've got a calling. You've got a sound that only your soul can release. There's a place in God's great symphony where only your note fits. And heaven is holding its breath for you to sing it. So sing it, shout it, write it, live it. Because today the Lord will conquer your fear. Today the Lord will heal your deepest wounds. Today the Lord will unleash what's been buried inside you for far too long. Today, not someday. Today, the Lord will do it.